Hi everyone, welcome to Stars and Pearls. I'm so happy that you found your way here. I hope you click like, subscribe, and share, and that you drop a comment in the comment section below and let me know how this video flows for you. So, this video is on the Great North American Total Solar Eclipse on April 8th, 2024. And there's some signs around this eclipse that are really interesting, so we're going to be diving into it. And let's get started. So this total solar eclipse is one of the last that America is going to be seeing for the next 20 years. The next major total eclipse over the US will be August 23rd, 2044. And actually, that's not even going to be over the United States, it's going to be more over Canada. But eclipses have fascinated humans for centuries in capturing our imagination, sparking curiosity about the cosmos. And on April 8th, 2024, North America will be treated to an awe-inspiring solar eclipse where the moon will pass between the Earth and the sun, casting its shadow on our planet. This total solar eclipse will be visible along a path that stretches from Mexico to Canada, passing from the southwest to the northeast through 15 states, including Texas, Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, New York, and Maine. The interesting thing that many have picked up on with this eclipse is that it will pass over or relatively close enough to 8 towns called Nineveh, as seen on this map. This brings us to the August 21st, 2017 solar eclipse, which went from the northwest to the southeast of the US, passing over 7 towns named Salem in the states of Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, Missouri, Kentucky, and South Carolina. What is the importance of Salem, you might wonder, and equate it with Salem, Massachusetts, and witchcraft? Salem in Hebrew actually signifies peace, completion, safety, and perfection, and is also present in the name Jerusalem. The upcoming 2024 eclipse passes by 8 cities called Nineveh, with a range of 90 to 100% totality. In the Bible, Nineveh, the meaning of which is associated with fish, but also to be a seat of government, is a large, evil, pagan city at odds with God. It was called the city of bloodshed in Nahum 3:1, chapter 3, verse 1, filled with the blood of the numerous dead bodies associated with the city. The city was once also dedicated to the Ishtar of Nineveh. In the book of Jonah, God sent his prophet, Jonah, to Nineveh to preach and get people to repent, but Jonah fled the task and was swallowed by a whale. Nineveh eventually was saved. Jonah got the message out. The people repented. And however, it was sacked and destroyed by the Medes and Babylonians in 612 BC. The deeper metaphysical meaning could connect with Nineveh, could connect with a recognition that we are free and not bound by matter, and to focus on the attention we pay to our thoughts, represented by the people of the city, and our thinking and allowing them to be guided by God. Nineveh also represents the seat of the natural animal forces in man's body consciousness, which need to be used with discernment of truth and spiritual instruction. The book of Urantia states that Jesus was born on August 21st, the date of the 2017 eclipse, and that he was in the tomb on April 8th, date of this eclipse. The eclipse passes over the 8 towns called Nineveh in Texas, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, New York, and Nova Scotia, Canada. The paths of the 2 eclipses intersect in Bald Knob, Illinois. What a name. Home of the 111-foot tall Cross of Peace, which will now twice experience complete totality. Southern Illinois is also called Little Egypt, as it has several cities named for Egyptian places like Karnak, Cairo, Thebes, and a river system reminiscent of the Nile Valley. So many coincidences, you guys, but wait, there's more. The paths of the 2 eclipses create a crisscross over the land, essentially marking the nation. The last letter in the Hebrew alphabet is called a tav. It is a letter that can be used as a sign like the letter X. The meaning of tav is mark or completion, and back in the days of King David and King Solomon, it was written as an X. Total solar eclipses were often seen as warnings by ancient cultures, and many are warned not to look at them to minimize the energetic damage. In Genesis 1:14, God states that the sun and moon were created for light and for signs. In Hebrew, it means a signal or a flag. The laws of averages give us an approximate 360 years if you stood in the same place to witness another eclipse, but this one is just 7 years apart. The number seven in numerology is also a holy number, the number of divine completion. The world was created in 7 days, seven colors in a rainbow, 7 days of the week, and so on. In Matthew 16, it is stated that no sign will be given except the sign of Jonah, who went to Nineveh. The number 400 plays a significant role in this as well. The numerological value of the Tav is 400. The Lord told Abraham that Hebrews would be slaves for 400 years. The sun is 400 times larger than the moon, approximately. New York is celebrating its 400th birthday in April. And the exact date between the eclipses, you guys, is, let's check it out, right here, right now. Let me share screen with you, but you are not going to believe this. Okay, guys, so let's have a look. And let's see how long the duration is from the eclipse on the 21st of August, 2017. And let's just for giggles put in 6 years, 6 months, 6 weeks, and 6 days. Calculate new date. Shock and awe and surprise. Monday, April 8th, 2024, if the smaller units days are added first. So from Monday, 21st of August, 2017, it's 6 years, 6 months, 6 weeks, and 6 days to April 8th, 2024. All right, then. Nothing to see here, right? Okay. That's what I thought. So if you include the 2023 solar eclipse as well, it forms an aleph over the US, the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet, signaling an alpha and omega, which is, of course, signaling would be a sign for the beginning and ending of a cycle. So what does this mean, you guys? What does this mean? Is this the beginning and end of everything? Is this a sign or a marker for the United States? What's going to happen to the US? Is this something that we need to be focusing in on because it's showing us the end dates or the end times? Let's have a look with a tarot. Okay, you guys, so let's have a look at what's coming to the US for this eclipse, April 8th, 2024. What's the message that this eclipse might be sending out? And what can we expect? What might be coming through? What can we expect? What might be coming through? I am picking up it's definitely the beginning of the end. It is a marker. It is something that is the beginning of an end of a certain cycle. It's the beginning of an end as well of a phase or a kind of experiment. The US was conducted, I feel as an experiment in the sense of, you know, all these cultures, all these people together as one, and how would that work out? How would these cultures come together? So it does feel as if this phase of the experiment has ended. It also feels as if the phase of the experiment regarding the economy, regarding the way money is handled, the way money is structured, that this has also come to an end. But let's see. Yeah. I always read for with the cards face down, as you guys know. So the first card that is coming up is the Seven of Pentacles. It is slowing things down significantly for the United States. And when I say slowing things down, I don't mean that everything's going to stop and you're really going to notice anything if you live there. Obviously, life is going to continue, trade and handle is going to continue, but this world takeover, this global domination, this cultural domination of the US is slowly coming to a decline. It's too hedonistic, right? There are a lot of cultures that can't connect with that. When we're hearing about P. Diddy, when we're hearing about all these names that we used to be able to look up to in a certain sense, right? And so all these names are falling. They're all falling. They're all coming down. And what's showing up is the lack of success. The lack of, because this was supposed to be a country that led us into the light. The Statue of Liberty holding the light, a depiction of Lucifer holding the light, right? So it was supposed to be a country that shed light upon the world, and in a sense it kind of did, and it still does. I mean, a lot of the New Age thought, a lot of the New Age thinking, reasoning comes from the US. But however, it really feels to me as if there's going to be more of a focus on slowing things down, a slow cultural decline, things really beginning now to cycle downwards. However, there will be significant expenditures of energy to stop this. There will be significant attempts to, especially put revive the market, revive the economic situation for the US. And here we have the currency again. Okay. So I really feel like this is I've been picking this up for months and I continue to pick it up, but there's something big coming when it comes to the currency of the US, when it comes to the financial setup of the US that needs to be reviewed. I don't see the changes happening this year or next year, but it's definitely going to be reviewed. Let's have a look. The US. Let's have a look. Now, this is a very general read because generalizing an entire nation of 300 and how many million people is going to be tricky. But let's have a look and see what's generally speaking coming up for the US due to this eclipse, please. This is how US is perceived, what the US is focusing on and how it perceives itself, how only others perceive it, and how spirit perceives it, the overall energies. We've got the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, emotional satisfaction and happiness. The pursuit of happiness is a thing in the US. Also the pursuit of knowledge, Six of Swords. Okay, so the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of knowledge is a thing for the United States of America, where they want to really refocus on that in a way, in a sense. So here we have the Fool. The US is pretty much seen as this loose goose wild card, a young culture, a young country, fresh on the block, just starting out. And it's kind of seen, because I'm somehow focusing on this wand that he holds, as someone who's got like wielding a mighty wand, okay? And but doesn't really know what to do with it, doesn't really know where to bring it, or there's a sense of confusion around the energy. And when I say confusion, it means everything is shooting all over the place. There's no cohesion, there's no flow in one steady specific direction, but it's just this constant and it's not a constant expansion like a flower expanding. It's just wild. Everything is shooting all over the place when it comes to the energy of the US perceived by others. Now, when the US perceives itself on the interior, it sees itself as bringing love and light to the world. Literally, it has no clue why don't you like me? And it sees itself as being absolutely authentic in its attempt to bring love and light in the world. This is the Knight of Cups. It does see itself as having a surface or a shallow attempt. At least it's honest with that, because the Knight of Cups is not really too deep a card, but it is showing that the intentions here seem to be one to bring peace, love, and democracy to the rest of the world, right? Fairness. So good values. How only others see the US in need of healing. This is the Four of Swords. You need to sit down, chill out, take a break, please. And take a break, please. People have had this wild and crazy energy here of the Fool. Generally speaking, other places they're relatively quiet in their response to it, but they're feeling like this US domination needs to not come to an end totally, but have a break, you know? Others need to breathe as well. Then we have the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is quite interesting that it pops up in the spiritual, because the King of Wands is a spiritual person, is a very deeply intuitive person, someone who has a significant intuition, acts on his intuition, doesn't really overthink things, and knows how to inspire and lead others. So this was intended on the spiritual levels, on the spiritual planes. The US was intended, and it kind of went into that intention to be a leadership in the world, to be a figure leading the world ahead. That was the intention. We all know this. We know, why the US was created and formed. So, but there was, I want to say it was the first experiment in a global leadership style, right? So how would all the diverse people, all the diversity, how would they handle that? How would they handle all the people with differing opinions and ideas and creativity, and not have it all, be totally dictatorial? So that experiment is coming to a close. The US is also, if you look around the planet, the last great bastion of the idea and the concept of free will. And the last great bastion in the East, Hong Kong, kind of went down a couple years ago. So this idea and concept of free will, democracy that was propagated, sold, marketed from the US, it's kind of there now. Yeah, okay. So once that goes down, the other countries that still have that, such as in Scandinavia or you name it, they will kind of follow. So, okay, let's see what's coming up for the US due to this eclipse. What's coming up for the US due to this eclipse, please? What's coming up? And this is, of course, a general long view. So from this eclipse to the next eclipse in 20 years, what's the arc of development here? What's the arc of change, please? What's the arc of change for the United States of America? And we've got, again, the coins, okay? It's going to stay steady for quite some time. You guys are not going to notice huge, massive overnight changes. This is going to be a slow, steady change over time. And the Four of Coins is underlying that. Again, we have at the bottom of the deck the Ace of Coins, and we have in the top of the deck, we've got the Death card, okay? So a shift or a transition, because remember that the Death card means transition, means shift, means change, a shift or a transition into a new beginning, okay? But it's going to be slow and steady initially, and not be too overwhelming for people to handle. So this eclipse, again, initiating change, okay? The Two of Coins. And we're moving from the long-term cycle was the Six of Cups. Six of Cups in the longer term past for the US. So initially it was just being happy and finding balance. Page of Cups, exploring themes of Christianity, exploring themes of love, exploring themes of, but also being a young country. So now it's going through a growth or a change. We'll see if it's a actual growth, but the Two of Coins is indicating that. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is turning. So this is coming from outside of the planning. Okay, this is coming from something higher. The laws of the cosmos with a Justice card. Okay, so this is a karmic wheel change. It's a big karma, a big karmic wheel change for the US. And these are the laws of the universe that are applying. It's not only human decision or human hand. It is literally the laws of time, the laws of cause and effect, the laws of so many, all of it. Okay. What else is coming up for the US? Yeah. Again, the economic theme is going to be that which is mostly on the table. Resources, home territory, home turf, creating a feeling around being home again, like it's this nationalism is probably going to revive a little bit more. We've got the High Priestess. The US is going to probably focus more on domestic issues moving forward a little bit. Nine of Wands. We've got military expenditures ramping up, and we've got the Queen of Wands, the marketplace. Okay. So it does feel as if there's a slight shift and a slight change coming, as in the US is maturing as a country, as a culture, as a people, and that this is going to reflect further on down the line. But initially, like this first year, life is going to continue. You're still going to have to go to work. There's no going to be a crash and burn, but there's going to be a significant change over the next while. But also because this crash and burn would happen, it would happen, but it is being strongly prevented. That's what I'm receiving and hearing through rituals, prayers, intended actions, networking as well, building a network, building a net, I'm hearing. And it does feel as if this crash and burn is being mitigated by forces that are helping us, helping humanity, because the suffering would be too great. The suffering would be so phenomenal that it has to be shielded from us. It has to be held back. So it's I wouldn't say don't go into this with no worries, right? But just keep an eye open. But this super, Armageddon that people are hoping for, I'm seeing that mitigated for a little bit longer yet. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts and your perspectives in the comment section below. I love to read them, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Ha.